be going live now. Hopefully it works smoothly this time around. Okay, apparently I'm live. Let's check the actual live stream. You should be able to see me in a couple seconds. Okay, correct resolution. Okay, seems to be working fine. Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Borderlands 3 on the 1050 Ti. Hello guys, nice to see ya. Right now I'm in the options menu. You probably cannot see it very clearly. It's very tiny, the text of the menu. Right now I selected 1080p, unlimited FPS, and full screen, all the usual stuff. There's also a benchmark tool, apparently. I'm going to try that in a few seconds. But yeah, right now I selected DirectX 11 and everything maxed out except in motion blur. I disabled the camera motion blur. I don't really enjoy it that much. So yeah, let's keep it on ultra and run the benchmark tool. Hopefully it works out. If it doesn't work, well, something else to not try. Oh yeah, in the meantime, I'll talk to you guys. That was my plan all along, to talk to you a little bit while this runs. Okay, remember this is ultra settings. I don't expect it to be over 30 frames. But if it is, there's a black screen. That doesn't look good. But it's kind of funny. It's a black screen and I have 23 frames per second. Anyways, this was a bad idea. No, never mind. Okay, so yeah, don't do ultra settings. That's the first thing that I can tell you. Ultra just destroys the performance. Yeah, just 20 frames per second. But still, the game looks pretty good, I have to say. I'll try lowering a couple settings after this finishes running. Especially the volumetric fog. Some people say that the volumetric fog destroys the frame rate, so yeah. Wow, absolutely wonderful. ¿Qué dice Agustín? ¿Todo bien? Tío Cero, Miguel Ángel, best 2020 when? Not sure yet. Yeah, a lot of releases right now, maybe next week, we'll see. But yeah, 20 frames per second on ultra settings. Let me see if I can... Okay, I can go back to the menu. Awesome. Let me try one thing very quickly. I just want over 30 in the menu first. I'll be lowering volumetric fog, disabling it completely. And I'll also lower the ambient occlusion a bit. And the materials. Some people said that the material quality destroyed performance. So let's keep it on medium. So yeah, this is ultra, except in a couple things. Well, screen space reflections on high, volumetric fog will be completely disabled, ambient occlusion one step down, material complexity on medium, and let me see if there's shadow quality. Let's put that on high, and let me see if that changes anything at all. Hopefully it does. So we start the benchmark again, hopefully over 30 frames. Let me change the text in the status. High shadows, no volumetric fog. So it's pretty clear what's happening. If that's not enough, I'll keep lowering stuff till we get good numbers. Probably high settings without volumetric fog is good enough, but we'll see. No está metiendo garra la optimización. Bueno, vamos a ver. Okay, now we're getting 30s. Probably when we get into the middle of... Yeah, never mind. We're not getting 30. So I'll put everything on high after this. But yeah, definitely the volumetric fog, lowering that helps quite a bit. We got more than 10 FPS more, pretty much. So yeah, good improvement, still not enough. Probably this is the biggest performance hit, hopefully. Gracias Mario Morales por los 10 pesos mexicanos, creo que son. Muchísimas gracias, lo aprecio mucho. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? The game is absolutely broken, really? I don't know, this is the first thing I saw so far. This is the only thing I saw of the game. I'll start it like this, maybe lower a couple things to high, but yeah. Con una 590 irá bien. Bueno, al parecer con una 570 en high ya tira mucho más de 30, así que no me preocuparía mucho. Solo que elegí DirectX 12. Tenés más público latino que yankee. Las analíticas no dicen lo mismo. El nuevo Resident Evil, la verdad que no me llama mucho porque es multijugador. Alright guys, I'll just lower everything to high. Shadows to medium. I just want 30s at the moment, so draw distance on high, environment detail on high, terrain on high, foliage on high, characters on high. Let's put medium screen space reflections, and textures, let's keep them on ultra. Fidelity effects, I'll keep that enabled, it looks good. And yeah, let's put just high settings here in the status. High. No volumetric fog. Just high mid. And that should be fine. Let's jump right into the game. So new game. Let's put it on normal. Cooperation, whatever that means.
So, you want to hear a story?
I don't, but I don't have a choice, right? Awesome. Okay, in the meantime, I'll just read chat.
Listen to old Marcus.
I cannot skip this.
I got a story for
So yeah.
you. My
Yo tengo el G4560. Debería estar bien. Vamos a enterarnos ahora en un rato. ¿Qué tal va todo? ¿Dónde eres? De Uruguay.
is a wasteland of
When did this start? I just got notified around, let me see,
But if you've got
6 minutes ago, so you're pretty early. I just tried it on ultra, then I lowered some stuff, and it was still below 30 frames, unfortunately, on the benchmark tool. We're going to try the actual game now. I'm using a mix between medium and high settings, and I disabled volumetric fog, since it's the biggest difference in performance so far. But yeah. How do you buy every game that comes out? Well, the YouTube money pays for the games, the hardware, all that stuff. Sometimes it even can buy food. Pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I buy games to be able to record more games. That's pretty much the idea. So yeah, I just stopped doing the G4560 benchmark, time constraints, unfortunately. I mean, it takes... If you multiply the amount of times I run a benchmark and the amount of graphics cards, it takes a lot of time. I mean, if you sum up all the time to change the motherboard with the CPU, I mean, it takes a little time, but if you put the amount of graphics cards, you multiply by the time it takes me to change stuff. Yeah, I know it's kind of complicated. It takes a lot of time. Using one CPU at the moment saves a ton of time. I can get the videos done much quicker. But yeah, I mean, it's either that or less graphics cards. I prefer to put more graphics cards. Texturas y filtro de texturas en high. Dale, voy a probar eso después, Scorpion. Gracias. Se agradece. 570, 4 GB versus 8 GB. La diferencia sería que podrías poner texturas en ultra en juegos que usan más de 4 GB. Después del resto es todo igual. ¿Cuál es la configuración de mi PC? Es un Ryzen 5 3600, una 1660 Ti, excuse me, disculpen, y 30. Sorry guys, I had to mute this music. I don't want to get any copyrights, so I mute the game right now, so I don't get any problems. I disable the music, but the menus and the videos have music anyways. La primera vez que me escuchas hablando español, bueno, no es muy difícil hacerme hablar español. No me gusta el mate, Agustín. Bueno, todavía no. Me gusta el café. Soy bien yankee con eso. No tengo idea si se puede jugar online todavía. I'll skip this one for Code Vein and the Surge 2. Well, not a bad idea. I played the Code Vein demo on the PS4. Pretty fun so far. It's easier than Dark Souls though. Very forgiving. Have you ever thought about doing testing on all DDR3 systems? Yes, but the used market in my country is pretty terrible, so I prefer to not spend money on that stuff. I cannot get rid of it after it, so yeah. Are you going to test Modern Warfare? Yes, of course. Next week there's a beta, and I'm going to record that on Friday, I think, next week. So it'll be pretty fun. I had to pre-order the game to get 24 hours early access, so I don't work on Saturdays, but yeah, I'll be testing it. Core i3-9100F for video editing, yeah, you can use it. I mean, if you can find a Ryzen 5 1600, it would be better. They're pretty cheap right now, but yeah, it works. Sí, el tearing en las cinemáticas es imperdonable, pero bueno, no hay mucho que puedo hacer. What do you think? Should I get i5 and 9400F, 570 or i3 and 580? Mostly CSGO. I'll go for the 9400F and 570. I think it's a better balance for games that use more CPU. And CSGO will take more advantage of the i5. I mean, it will run better on the i5. It's easier to max out the 570. You get like 200 frames per second, so no worries. Okay, the intro that I couldn't skip. Sorry about that, guys. This is a video, and in this video there's screen tearing. Pretty unforgiving. I don't like that. But hey. Gracias, Lolicop. Se agradece mucho. Tengo un Ryzen 2600, 570. Sí, debería andar. Okay, I'm going to select this guy. I don't know who he is. But hey. What I like, I have to say, in the graphics menu, it seems that whatever you change, it changes in real time. So that's pretty useful.
Someone survived the attack.
Okay, now we're actually into the game. I'm getting 100% GPU usage, over 30 frames per second. Probably for 60 we'll need low settings, but we'll find out soon enough, I guess. Sí, salió hace 4 horas. It came out around 4 hours ago, I think. ¿Tu país no está la oferta de ISO 80 en Amazon? Oh, no apareció esa oferta acá. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. 60 degrees on the CPU should be okay with the stock cooler. I cannot move. This reminds me of Borderlands 1 so far, this intro. But yeah, with a mix between high and medium settings, at the moment we're getting over 30 frames per second. But remember, some people told me that there's a big open area after this, so I'll try to go into one of those, if possible. But yeah. ¿Cómo es la optimización? Por el momento es súper exigente, en Ultra no superaba los 30 FPS, así que vamos a ver. I already ran this with the 570 and can already see the difference with the 1050. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty insane, the difference. Some people told me that the 570 in this game on Ultra can be over 30, and this one is around 20 frames, so it's more than a 10 FPS difference. I also heard that on DirectX 11 it runs better on NVIDIA, this game, and on the AMD cards it runs a little better on DirectX 12, so I'm going to stick with that, DirectX 11 for the 1050 Ti, and for the 570 I'll do DX12, so yeah. But I want to get a weapon first before starting to tweak some settings, so... Okay, I disabled the camera motion blur, but I kept the per object motion blur, so when objects move, they should be blurred, like in real life, but we don't get the annoying camera motion blur. I really don't care about this, so... Yeah, okay. Por curiosidad, las compañías te ayudan con códigos para que hagas los bench o vos garpas todo. Bueno, mira, te cuento, depende. A veces puedo conseguir códigos, que es muy útil porque no tengo que pagar el juego, pero la gran mayoría de las veces tengo que pagar. En este caso tuve que comprarlo. Pero sí, tengo una biblioteca de Steam con más de 500 juegos ahora. Se fue al Joraca. Pero sí. Can you remove the black lines? You can remove the black lines to increase FPS. Oh, really? But using a config file, right? I mean, not into the game. I cannot get rid of the lines in the actual game, right? Only editing a file. Remember, guys, I'm trying to get to the demanding area. It seems to be an open place after this. Not sure when that happens, but I think I'll find out very, very quickly. I mean, it'll probably drop into the 30s if it's super demanding, but hey, right now over 40 so far. Yeah, the game is not running very well, but it's much more demanding. It's using Unreal 4. It looks much better than Borderlands 2. Still, with the art style, it's still Borderlands 2 still looks good. So yeah, I mean, I was expecting it to run bad, but not this much of a performance hit. So yeah. Hello everyone. Bueno, te lo perdiste. Lo dije al principio. Consolas tiene que ir a 30 FPS. Bueno, sí, eso es cierto. What's your personal graphics card? I'm using a 1660 Ti. I got it today actually because I had to sell my previous 1660 Ti to be able to buy some games and hardware. It was a bad month. Finally a weapon. Oh yeah. Awesome. Finally a weapon.
And some guns now include an alternate shooting mode. Try it out.
Let's see. Oh, nice. That's pretty good. Let's keep the rockets. Which GPU do you use? Right now I'm using the 1050 Ti. After this, the 570. And I'll also be doing... Sorry, I'll also be doing tomorrow a video for the 1050 Ti, the 570, the 1060 and the 750 Ti. So yeah, it will be pretty fun, a pretty fun Friday. Hablar en español un rato es genial. Bueno, gracias. Yo cuando leo en español respondo en español y viceversa. ¿Qué onda? ¿Todo bien? Ryzen 5 2400G le saca su máximo potencial a la 1660. Depende del juego, pero debería usarla bastante bien, en la mayoría de los casos. ¿Con qué settings? Una mezcla entre medio y alto, sin volumetric fog. Sabes que no tengo el NVIDIA Experience instalado, así que no lo puedo probar, pero tiene Fidelity FX de AMD. Claptrap is kind of annoying, yeah, of course. I'm not even paying attention, I'm just trying to advance. Sorry if I'm not paying attention to the game, but I mean, that's not what I do. I'm trying to see performance. Yeah, please. Die, please. Okay, awesome. Great. Let's shoot some rockets. Oh, guys, I forgot to ask you, can you hear the game? Or is the game silent?
Singing songs about that one. Closer, will you?
Whoa, there's some stutter going around. That's super nice. Oh, hello. And the per object motion blur or object motion blur is kinda annoying. Sorry, guys, making me a little dizzy. I'll disable that. The object motion blur. As you can see here, I'll show you the settings very quickly. I selected Ultra, but I changed some stuff. I disabled the motion blur. I lowered the material complexity. Some people told me it was kind of taxing. Then shadows on high, everything on high. No volumetric fog. I'll try disabling screen space reflections, medium, and put everything else on medium, just to get some idea if I can get 60s. Apparently the shadows helped quite a bit there. So yeah, maybe... Let me see if I disable ambient occlusion. Oh, but it looks much worse. At least I can change it in real time. Let me see, environment detail, didn't help that much. Terrain detail, nothing. Shadows on low, not much. For some reason shadows on medium was similar. One more try. Okay, let's use this, a mix between medium and low. Just trying to target 60. And we see if we can hold that into the open area. No volumetric fog, no reflections. Just for now, let's keep it like that. And let's see how it goes. Okay, much better to control, that's for sure. Yeah, significantly better. Chasho Argentina, Sergio. Opa. Okay, over 50, at least for me, is fine. Personal preference. The shadows look terrible on medium right now. Some flickering going on, as you can see. But anyways, there's some annoying stutter every now and then. Not sure what's up with that. Probably just some of the first scripts or loading something in the background. But and the screen tearing is super noticeable. Whoa. Not sure if it's CPU. The CPU is not maxing out. The VRAM isn't either. So yeah, sorry if I'm not reading chat. I'm trying to focus. How does the frame time work? Well, the frame time is the amount of time a frame stays on screen before jumping into the next one. It's measured in milliseconds. So as you can see, right now we're getting 14, 18 milliseconds. But when you see those spikes, it means that a frame stayed on screen longer than it should. That's why it looks like the game stopped for a second. So yeah, what we want to avoid are those spikes in the graph, which we're getting right now every now and then for some reason, when we move the camera very quickly. So yeah, hopefully that stops after a little bit. Maybe the game loading something in the background. But yeah. Hey, AverMedia Gamer HD, how are you doing? Good to see you. Has nice graphics, although this art style does not need high fidelity. Well, yeah, it holds up without doing much. I have to agree with that. That's why Borderlands 1 and 2 still look pretty good, at least in my opinion. But yeah. I mean, right now we got over 50 with some drops into the mid 40s. Search the area for a shield. Hopefully I can find it very quickly. But some people again told me that there's a more demanding area, more open. I'm going to wait for that to change graphics cards, to change resolutions. But yeah, if this is the best case scenario, we are in trouble. That's for sure. Okay, some health.
There might be a shield in that special red chest over there.
Okay. Thank you. Creo que Draw Distance al low podría alcanzar esos 60. Vos sabés que lo bajé y no cambió tanto, pero voy a intentarlo después. Oh, it's over there. Oh, I can climb now. I'm too used to the previous games. Awesome that you can climb now. I don't feel hyper limited in movement. Yeah, I took the shield. At least the shadows are still dynamic, but they are pretty, yeah, pretty flickery, to say it in some way.
But because I'm stuck to this magnet, my loyal champion shall vanquish you in my stead.
Everyone's fine. En un quad-core, sí, por ahora va bien, un quad-core. Right now, a quad-core CPU seems to be fine. We'll see in the more open area. But yeah. Let's keep it going. I mean, I'm targeting 60 right now, over 50, better said. And the CPU is still below 60%. But again, I'm waiting for the more open environments. Brought a knife to a gunfight. Okay, that's very badass. That wasn't smart from my part. Yeah, I'm going. I think there's some aim assist, kinda weird. Not sure if it's that or I'm getting stutter. kinda weird feeling, the gunplay, but it feels smooth, don't get me wrong. Right. Nope, that won't work. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where something happens in the mission. For some reason I'm just getting that issue, that stutter. So yeah, not sure what's up with that. Hopefully I find out in the open area. But yeah. Let me see what I can upgrade. ¿Estás streameando desde el mismo PC? No, estoy usando una PC aparte, por eso no hay caída de FPS. Skip tutorial. Really, I don't really care much about this. But I should. Yeah, no skill points for that. Alright. Pretty badass.
Recruit, are you dead? If not,
Are you dead? No, I'm not dead yet. El juego no está mal optimizado, la décima notilla no es competencia. Bueno, eso es cierto, pero voy a saber si está bien optimizado entre comillas cuando pruebe la 570 en DirectX 12. Eso va a estar interesante. Pero sí. Hey, you speak Spanish, right? Yes, I've been speaking Spanish quite a bit in this live stream. I know I shouldn't speak two languages, but there are way too many people speaking Spanish and speaking English, so I like to mix it up a little bit so I can speak to everyone. But it's kind of difficult to speak two languages simultaneously. It's kind of confusing. Revive Claptrap. I don't want to. Let's see if I can jump from here. Doing something very smart. Yes, I can. Awesome.
Too short in the road. Back on your feet.
¿Por qué todos en inglés es más difícil que en español? No sé. Porque estar armado, amigos, en inglés. Es una conspiración de la NSA. ¿Está difícil mantener los 60? Sí, por el momento en 1080p. Estoy usando una mezcla entre medio y bajo, sin reflexiones, sin luz volumétrica. Está medio complicado, sí. Can you do more 1052GB videos, please? I can't. I sold it. I cannot really go back to it. I mean, just lower textures and expect around 10 to 15% less FPS than here. And that should be a good aiming to have. So yeah, just 10% less FPS, lower textures, and you'll be okay. Should be okay. How are you? I'm fine. What about you? Doing good? Hello, long time no see.
I'll bet. Well, the cult's destroyed every other Crimson Raider stronghold, so this'll have to do for
Aún
now.
recuerdo el Doom 2016, lo jugaba todo en ultra con esa gráfica. Pero fue en 2016, estamos en 2019. Pero sí, Doom está muy bien optimizado.
And handy. You should equip it before we get started. Let me know when you're ready.
Reignited mod. Let's find it. Alright. Wonderful.
A little extra boom never hurt anyone. Except
Okay.
your targets.
Alright.
Okay, no problem. I speak both. I know that, like, when I was in Canada, I speak in English with the people, Spanish with my partners. No sé por qué lo dijiste en inglés. Bueno, pero sonó mejor en inglés. Eso sin dudas. Oh, hello. Yeah, now, as you could see there, we got some spikes in the frame time, and the CPU was maxed out, so it probably has to do with the CPU. Interesting. They are everywhere. Yeah, for some reason there, when the explosion happened, we got 100% CPU usage. So yeah, I correct what I said a few minutes ago. The quad-core CPU is getting maxed out when targeting 60. So yeah, but it's not all the time, as you can see. It's when those particle effects show up, apparently. So yeah, I'll have to test it with the i5 as well.
Nice
Probably. Oh yeah, interesting.
Right, we got a foothold. Maybe things are turning our way.
Sorry for not speaking Spanish. What do you mean?
You're with me.
En inglés me siento más profesional, sí, tal cual. Where are the most of the problems coming from? Is the CPU or the GPU? It's a little bit of both, I would say. I mean, when those particle effects showed up, the CPU got maxed out. I thought the game was using GPU particles. Apparently that's not the case. Or maybe it is, let me see. Yeah. Yeah, when particles show up, the CPU gets maxed. So that probably lowers the GPU usage when aiming for 60. At least, maybe in DirectX 12 that doesn't happen. I'll have to try. And the GPU is the main limit so far. I had to lower settings quite a bit in order to get 60 frames. So yeah, I would say the main factor here is the GPU, and when there's a lot of enemies and particle effects, the CPU also doesn't help too much. A little bit of both. Just gotta follow her and you'll finally hit the big area. Thank you so much, man. Highly appreciated.
I know you can handle whatever we throw at you, you flaming badass, you.
Yeah, I'm a flaming badass. That's what I tell myself in the morning. Alright. Please let it be the big area so I can finally start testing the settings. I really like that they added this mechanic, the climbing. In Borderlands 2 I felt like a big brick that could jump. It feels significantly better. The movement, the aiming, the traversal. So yeah. Do you speak Arabic? No, I don't. I don't know a single word. I wanted to learn Chinese, but I didn't have enough time to do so.
Beat them to the Sun Smashers.
Very difficult.
I'll open the gate.
Los hispanos ocuparon el chat. Bueno, desde que llegué que ocuparon el chat. Okay, let's hit the big area. I'm a badass. Santiago 2019.
I'm gonna set up camp and gather some intel
Whoa.
on the Calypsos.
Okay.
Find the Sun Smasher.
Let it load the assets.
Get that map.
Jesus.
Like you guys got this.
Yeah, just load the assets. That takes some time. This game is installed on an SSD, so it should load faster. But as you can see, once it finished loading, it got better. The RAM usage is super high. Maybe we're hitting some VRAM constraints. Let me try lowering the textures. Hopefully it doesn't ask me to restart the game. Let's check. Okay, that's much better. So yeah, maybe lower textures to high. I'm not sure if this changes in real time. Let me check very quickly. Using low textures, I'll know right away. Set the speed at which textures stream into the scene. A higher quality level will stream textures in more quickly. Oh, I see. Okay, this is texture streaming, it's not texture quality. So, that's interesting. Let me see if this helps at all. Yeah, apparently it's in real time. So let me use high. Let's just keep it on high. Apparently it's changing because we're getting some stutter when we change that setting. That means that it's loading different stuff. Oh yeah, probably high for 4 gig video cards. So yeah. Interesting. And the CPU, as you can see in the open area, yeah, much worse. So thanks to the people that told me that I had to wait for this area. It really puts it in a different light. And yeah, the performance is not so good on this card. I'll probably have to use low settings. So let's try switching to low settings, and I'll restart the game as well, just to be sure. Oh yeah, let's just lower this to low, to the overall quality. We use temporal anti-aliasing, the fidelity effects. For some reason it works on NVIDIA cards. Then texture streaming on high, 16 times anisotropic. And we keep everything else lower to the minimum, just to have an idea. And we're also going to the main menu. What am I saying? To the desktop. And we go back into the game just to be sure that the settings change in real time. You know how it goes. Sometimes some games are weird. So yeah, one more try. ¿Es buena idea combinar un i5, 8400 y una 2060? Sí, por supuesto. La debería exprimir al 100% la gran mayoría de los juegos. Yes, hello, if you want a good FPS. No entiendo una. Bueno, lamentablemente no puedo decir dos cosas a la vez, pero sí. Que estoy reseteando el juego a ver si me cambia bien los ajustes. Bueno, 900p. Sí, voy a probar ahora 900p. Will the stream be uploaded to YouTube? Yes, of course. I'll be uploading this to YouTube, and I'll also be putting the timestamps. So yeah. Okay, so this is low settings. Let me change the status to low. So yeah, apparently you need low settings to get anywhere close to 60 frames, which is not what I wanted to hear, but hey, at least the game works, I guess. So yeah, gonna wait for next year. Yeah, go ahead. Not a bad idea. Okay, so now the game is loading. The game is loading. That's why the stutters are happening. Okay. Okay, it's done loading apparently. And as you can see now we're getting 60s, but yeah, it's probably going to, yes, drops below 60. So yeah, if you want 60, somewhat 60 frames on 1080p, use low settings. That's apparently what we need. Let's try fighting some stupid stuff.
What made you decide to be evolved?
But yeah. I mean, there's not a lot happening on screen either, so pretty disappointed, I have to say. I was expecting at least medium settings, 60 frames. But hey, it seems that this is what we got. Let's try with some grenades. Yeah, with more effects on screen it drops more into the 50s, yeah, below 50 with some effects on screen. So yeah, maybe if you want 60s, try 720 or 900p, seems to be a better option. So yeah, let's go to 900p right now. So we swap to that one. So I swap to 900p. Let me see the frames with 900p low. Okay, we got like 12 FPS more, it seems. Awesome. Let me see if I can get a car and move around a little bit. But yeah. In this card it doesn't seem to run pretty well at all at the moment. Nope, I cannot access that right now. Awesome. So I think I'll just do a mission. Okay. Whoa, that's a lot of text, man. I cannot read all that. My internet speed, I have 300 megabits per second download and 30 megabits per second upload. So 300 and then 30 for upload. That's why I'm streaming at 1440p. You get much better quality on YouTube with there's less compression going on. But yeah, I think for 900p maybe consider keeping low settings for 60 frames when you're fighting and all that stuff. Maybe it's going to stay over 60. Oh great, no ammo. But you have to keep going. The good thing is that I can change the settings in the middle of the game. So let me change the settings very quickly. Let's try medium, just for the sake of it. Temporal anti-aliasing, high texture streaming, no motion blur, 16 times anisotropic. Materials on medium. Yeah, everything on medium. Just to have an idea on how it's going. Okay, so as you can see, just by jumping from low to medium, we get a massive performance hit. So yeah, this is how it runs on 1080p low, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I mean, it's not running as well as I expected. Oh, the 570 will be more interesting, I think. Some people told me that it ran amazing on the 570.
Don't let them leave with the map, killer.
Alright. So yeah, consider low settings for the... well, maybe not low settings. A mix of medium and low. Disable the reflections. And the volumetric fog. I'll try that. Medium, low volumetric fog. Okay, there was a good difference. And no reflections. So we go back to 900p medium. No reflections. No fog. So it's clear. Yeah, the material quality is also the culprit. But yeah, I mean, that's a big difference. Never mind. From 63 to 68. But still, I mean, it's not 100% perfect. But now at least with a mix of medium and low materials and no reflections and no fog, it's much better. We now jumped over 60. So thank you to the person that told me, hey, lower material quality. Super helpful. Let's see some particles. Okay, the CPU doesn't stress too much here. Oh, hello.
Circumstances dictate everything.
But yeah, this seems to be, I think, the best way to play it. Medium settings with... let me try upping the shadows a little bit. Maybe I can get away with that. So we crank up shadows to high. Okay, I can get away with it. Awesome. So this is medium, low materials, high shadows. And yeah, we're over 50, some 100% CPU usage going on. But it's smooth enough, I would say. And then again for 1080p, consider low settings. It's unfortunate, but hey, that's how it is. Of course, I'll be testing also DirectX 12 tomorrow on the main video. But some people that already played the game told me that on NVIDIA cards, DirectX 11 was a little better than DirectX 12. And on the AMD cards, DirectX 12 ran better than DirectX 11. So yeah, I'll be testing that as well. AMD released the Radeon drivers 19.9.2. Yeah, that's what I'm going to use for the 570. So don't worry, I already have those drivers downloaded. It'll be fun, I'm sure. How the game, good optimization? Well, it depends on what you call good optimization. I don't like to use that concept because nowadays people use it like, oh, it doesn't run like I want, so it's badly optimized. In this case, I'm not sure yet because I didn't test it on other cards. But if you want 60 frames on the 1050 Ti, you need either a mix between medium and low on 900p, low on 1080p, and I'll try now 720p just for the sake of it. But yeah, I mean, at least you can get to 60 with decent graphics. Don't get me wrong, the art style really helps on that front. But yeah, I mean, it's an opinion at this point. Unless the game runs really, really bad, then yeah. Oh, I'm almost dead. Awesome. I wasn't even paying attention. Wonderful. Oh yeah, this seems to be okay. The stutter is pretty annoying though. So yeah, that's one thing I want fixed, the stutter. Okay, fight for your life. I'll try. Hello, sir. Yeah, I'm going to die. Awesome. I wanted to try 720p anyways, so... Okay, perfect. But yeah, I'll try high settings after this. This game is definitely built, optimized for AMD GPUs. Well, we'll see. We'll find out soon enough. Okay, awesome. Now it's daytime. I'm super glad about that. I have my own shadow also. Wonderful. So let's try now aiming to 30 frames. I'm going to use ultra settings, but I'm going to lower the materials and what else? Medium materials, medium volumetrics, and okay. Whoa, that's weird. I'm getting good frames. What the hell? Let me see once I get into a fight. Ultra. Mid reflections. Mid fog. Mid materials. And that doesn't fit. Okay, there we go. So this is ultra settings with medium reflections, medium fog, medium materials. Let's see if this is enough to be over 30 while fighting. I'll turn off the motion blur. Sorry, it's making me dizzy. Get away, motion blur. Awesome. Oh yeah, it's not a huge difference. I mean, in the performance department in comparison to the medium settings. So maybe I can do some workarounds by just lowering materials and reflections and the volumetric fog. So yeah, maybe it's not as bad as I expected. But yeah, by doing this we're over 30 just fine. Let me see if by just for the sake of it, if I lower just materials and volumetric fog and I disable reflections. That's ridiculous, we're over 50 now. Interesting. So you don't need to go down to medium settings, maybe lowering some stuff is enough. Still it's not perfect, I'll have to test it more tomorrow. Let's try 720p, because I have to test another graphics card and go to sleep. So yeah, let me see. I'll have to turn this off. Okay, so now I'm doing 720p, and I'll start with ultra settings just for the sake of it. So it will be 720 ultra, and let's put ultra. Oh, there's a badass option. Okay, never mind. Let's put the badass option, which is everything on ultra. I don't get the difference. Of course, no motion blur, textures on high. And let's see. Okay, over 30 frames. Let's keep on going.
I live for this!
Oh yeah, it seems that the game can be tweaked more than I expected in the what's the name of this? In the graphics department. Apparently you don't need to lower everything. By just lowering like 4 key settings, you get like 40% more frames. So that's wonderful. If you want to play ultra, just do 720p on this card at least. But yeah, that's where we're at the moment. I don't want to kill all the people here, so I can test 720 for 60 frames.
This will be just for the crack.
But yeah, I didn't know there was a badass option. Yeah, that's new. A badass option. But yeah, the badass option is just, it seems that it's volumetric fog on ultra instead of high. And what's the name of this? And some other stuff on ultra instead of high. So yeah, between the ultra preset and the badass preset, there seems to be just a couple settings on ultra instead of high. So don't worry, no big deal. Probably do an ultra versus medium versus high versus badass in a single video. So if there's a benchmark tool, it will be interesting to see. But yeah,
That'll hit the spot.
no problem with this. Let's try 60 frames, if that's even possible. Yes, of course it will be possible. But I'll start with the easy stuff. Of course, I'll lower the material complexity. For some reason, that's super taxing. Let's put that on low. Then we're lowering ambient occlusion to high. We're going to disable the volumetric fog. And let's disable reflections as well. Shadows a little bit lower. Okay. Draw distance, environment, terrain, foliage, character detail, because there are some characters on screen. At least I'm trying something. Yeah, let's try that. So we're using high settings, no fog, no reflections, and low materials. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, we're getting 60s at the moment. So this seems to be good for 60 frames and pretty good visuals. Of course, I mean, between medium and high, I didn't see a huge visual difference. The art style already fixes that, so at least the game still looks good on medium settings. Of course, not the same as Ultra, but I mean, the volumetric fog, if you didn't tell me it was there, is kinda difficult to notice. If you never saw it. But yeah. At least on 720 you can do pretty much high settings with some extra tweaks. And I expect DirectX 12 to run a little bit worse. But I'll be testing that tomorrow again. Right now I don't have time to test multiple APIs. But yeah, I'll just do AMD DirectX 12 and NVIDIA DirectX 11. Oh man, that aiming is non-existent. Gracias Joel por los 10 reales, muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much Joe Salvatore for the 10 Brazilian reais, I think they are. Thank you so much for the support, highly appreciated. How are you doing, man? Okay. I think it's pretty clear now the performance. Let me just switch to the RX 570 now, so I can go to sleep. It's been 56 minutes. I only have another 56, so yeah. I'll just quit the game now. 1 second, guys. Oh, before that, just for the sake of it, I'll put ultra settings on 1080p. So I can do that for the 570 right away without restarting the game. Sorry, badass settings. And I'm disabling motion blur. And I'm lowering texture streaming. That should be it. I'm switching to... Oh, DirectX 12 is a beta. Okay. It requires additional video memory and can potentially lead to an increase in load times. Blah, 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 blah. If these issues impact your overall experience, go to DirectX 11. Okay. I'll try this with the 570. If there's crashing or something, I'll switch again to DirectX 11. So let's just keep it like this for the 570. Right now, well, with ultra settings on 1080p, as you can see on the 1050 Ti, we're getting 20 frames. So yeah, don't bother with ultra settings on this card. So yeah, let me just shut down the PC so I can go now to the 570. This won't take super long, so be patient. But yeah, I'll be changing the specs to 1050 Ti. Rewind for 1050 Ti. And I'll put 570 in here, so it's pretty clear what I'm doing. Yeah, doing this in real time is super annoying, but I have to do it. I'll put RX 570. Wonderful. Let's keep that over there. Alright, I have the PC right next to me. Let me see if I can change the scene so you can see what I'm doing at the very least. Okay, as you can see, I removed the 1050 Ti from the PC. And I'm going to put the 570, the Aorus 570, 4 gigabytes. This won't take super long, I promise. And yeah, there's a hole in the wall, as you can see. And a lot of humidity in the walls as well. Alright, I'm plugging in the power cable. The HDMI. And I have to turn it on with the pen. The magical pen that can turn on PCs. Beautiful. Okay. I'm invisible. Hello again. Alright. Now I'm going to do the 570. If you want to see the 1050 Ti, just rewind the live stream. It's been like an hour, so you got like 40 minutes of gameplay. Are you hostage? No, not yet. Gaming making you punch your walls. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when a game runs bad, I destroy the walls. Real life. Okay, 570. Okay. As you can see here, guys, I'm going to zoom in very quickly. Is the 570 using the 19.9.2 drivers. So if you wanted to know, there it is. So let's launch the game again. I'll just hide the desktop for right now, so you cannot see my username. That will be a little annoying, to say the least. Nothing against you, of course. 1050 is better. Kinda difficult, I would say. I doubt. Alright, I'm launching the game now using DirectX 12. Again, some people told me on AMD ran better using DirectX 12. Is the Cloud Alpha as good as they say? This is not the Cloud Alpha, this is the Cloud 2. But the Cloud Alpha seems to be pretty much the same. I'm not sure about the difference. So yeah. I'm going to change this to 1080p Ultra. And let's see, remember on the 1050 Ti we got like, what, 20 frames on Ultra. And as you can see, DirectX 12, the loading times are worse. I'm getting stutters in the videos. Wonderful. I love when DirectX 12 works well. So yeah, that's something that's said in the menu, that if you run DirectX 12, there was an issue that could happen. That is that the loading times are much longer. So as you can see here, it's one of the problems with DirectX 12 in the game. Of course, if I have any other issues, I'll just swap to DirectX 11. No big deal. In the meantime, I'll just read chat. Boys, you speak only in English, please no Spanish. Well, I will answer to some Spanish people. There's a lot of them right here, so just write in English and I'll read in English. Badass settings. Well, I mean, badass settings and ultra settings is just two settings changed, so I'll just put ultra. It's easier to know what's going on. But yeah. Brazil, 7 to 8 minute load times. Oh, great. If I knew that, I'll just stick to DirectX 11. Okay. Sopa de uruguayo, una delicia. Me encantan esas cosas. Will the Ryzen 3 1200 OC be at least comparable at 3.9 GHz? Yeah, probably. I mean, hopefully in DirectX 12 we get lowered CPU usage. But yeah. Habla español. Bueno, escriban en español y respondo en español. Así de simple. ¿Cuándo crees que sería la diferencia entre la 570 y la 470? Y menos del 10%. No espero una gran diferencia. Es la misma placa, pero con mejoras. La 570. Reply to me. Hello, I'm replying to you. Console loading time. Yeah. Hopefully the consoles get SSDs soon. The newer ones. I'm not switching to DirectX 12. Yeah, don't do it. As you can see, the loading times on DirectX 12. Nah. ¿De qué país soy? De Uruguay. I want to build a PC, Ryzen 3 1200 and 50 Ti. It should be fine, but if you can find an RX 570 for cheaper or the same price, I'll go for that instead. Also make sure that the RAM is on dual channel. That'll be super helpful on all games. But yeah, bilingüe, sí, prácticamente. Do you think that the Ryzen 3700 will run a good... Yeah, it should be fine on a B450. Yeah, no problem. It should be compatible. Just make sure to have the BIOS up to date, so it's possible to run that CPU. But yeah, your DirectX 12 is fine. Well, glad to hear. Mine is not, apparently. Beautiful. Oh man, gotta love good DirectX 12 implementations. So smooth, as you can see. Look at that frame time. Sí, no debería haber drama, ya nos vamos a enterar. This is taking a while. RX 570 power usage too high? It shouldn't be too high. I mean, it's not super power demanding, power hungry, better said. It just uses an 8-pin connector, and if you have a 500 watt power supply, it should be more than enough. Just raise the power limit with MSI. Yeah, why not? How much motherboard affect the performance? It shouldn't affect it that much as long as it's compatible. Okay, it's getting smoother. Awesome. Please. Will I be able to play the game now? Please. Come on. Please. Is 8 GB of RAM enough? I got over 8 GB of usage, but I was jumping between settings, so as long as you keep one setting, it should be fine. Make sure it's on dual channel to get the most out of your system. But yeah, should be alright. Bueno, saludos desde Uruguay, amigo mexicano Demons One. Espero que esté pasando bien. Okay, we got Stutter again. Beautiful. ¿Y tú te viciarás al rato jugando esto? Probablemente no. Tengo otras cosas que viciar. Esto lo dejo para después. Para dentro de 2 años. Ah. Do you got an i9 9900K? No, I don't. It's too expensive. I mean, I have a Ryzen 5 3600. I don't need more CPU than that, at least right now. So yeah, I keep that CPU from the benchmarks. So yeah, hablo español. Escribe en español y hablo en español. Es así la cosa. Almost there. No sabes que hablaba español. Bueno, ahora lo sabes. I love the loading screens. Yeah, they are beautiful. Look at that stuttery dancing robot. Nothing better. Yeah, this is the dream. I'm living the dream, baby. Said Michael de Santa. You've been watching since the 750 Ti days. Well, there are still the 750 Ti days now. But yeah. ¿Cuáles son mis juegos favoritos? Hay una cantidad, pero uno de los principales son los Dark Souls, Max Payne 3, GTA 5... No, GTA... Me gustó más GTA 4, la historia. Y después los Splinter Cell me encantan. ¿Y qué juego no puedo dejar? Bueno, el Resident Evil 4 me encanta también. Y Resident Evil 5, sí, ya sé, es un pecado lo que dije. Pero sí, Resident Evil 5 me gusta. ¿Qué suele jugar? Ahora estoy con Gears of War 4. I'm playing right now Gears of War 4. En la 1660 Ti juego en Ultra apenas supera los 60. Bueno, sí, era de esperarse. Digo, viendo lo que pasó en la 1050 Ti. Pero si le bajas a los materiales y a las cosas volumétricas, no debería haber drama. So guys, it's been a while. It's still loading. And it's over 8 gigs of RAM usage. Hopefully that's just for the loading screen, but this is terrible. How much do I have to wait to play the game? Not being able to get past this point. Okay, I go to DirectX 11. Yeah. Let me see if I can find the file. Yeah, apparently this game doesn't want me to use DirectX 12. So let me try and find the config file. Hopefully it's in a place. Okay, it's in my games. Beautiful. Let me see if I can find it super quickly. Scalability, no. Game user settings. Okay, so just to show you what I'm doing, I'm trying to find where DirectX 11 is. Here. Badass settings. Resolution scale. I think it's here. Almost there. Hopefully I don't have to scroll too much. Let me just look for it. DX12. Okay, there we are. We put DirectX 11. Nice. And we launch the game again. Whoops, wrong button. Okay, now we're on DirectX 11. Hopefully the game works now. Value RX 570 but 1060 is a little faster. Not working as for you. Okay, it's not working for you either. Awesome. Gotcha. Now I'm at 0 frames per second. Awesome. Looking good. Okay. It's not stuttering, at least, at the moment. Gearbox. Okay, AMD sponsored. That doesn't always mean it runs better on AMD. Assassin's Creed, the Assassin's Creed games told us that. Just, yeah. Okay, it took no time on DirectX 11, so right now, try DirectX 11 from the get-go. I'm going to do, okay, whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. So I'm on DirectX 11 low, let's go for badass, no motion blur. Just for the sake of it, let's try badass settings, and we're lowering the texture streaming to high, so we don't run out of VRAM. Alright, wish me luck. i3 150 Ti, good enough. Yeah, it should be fine to run the game. Okay, so it's loading. That's why we got stutters. Come on, game, load. Keep loading. You can do it. Just like you did on the 1050 Ti. Load the textures. Sorry if I'm making you puke. I'm just trying to get the textures to load. It seems to take longer on the AMD card. Okay, much better. Okay, so I'm on ultra settings with high textures, and we're getting over 30 by far. I mean, on the 1050 Ti I got half these numbers. Let me see if it holds up. Okay, but I get a lot of stutter right now, probably. When the first time you launch the game, you get these stutters. But we'll find out as we play. Also, I'm seeing lower CPU usage, a little lower. But those stutters, man, they are noticeable. Oh yeah, this is significantly better than the 1050 Ti. This is one of those games that gets much better numbers. I'm not even using DirectX 12, I'm on DirectX 11, so this is a huge difference. So this answers the question I was getting from some people if the game is well optimized. Well, as you can see on the 1050 Ti, on AMD cards it should run better. So considering these results, I mean the difference with the 1050 Ti and the 570 in this game, I assume that we're going to get, like, on the 1060 similar numbers to this, and the 580 a little higher numbers. That's usually how it goes. Of course, I don't know how DirectX 12 works. I mean, in this case it's not working for me, so it'll be interesting to see. But I mean, it's a difference between 20 frames and over 30. It doesn't get clearer than that. Let me try 60 frames. I'll just lower the usual stuff, screen space reflections on high. Now let's keep this the same. Let's lower material complexity to medium. Let's see if this does something. It does. Also, I'm using more system RAM with this, so keep that in mind. It's over 8 GB already. I'm going to lower shadows to high, so we get a small boost, 5 FPS more. The draw distance, let's put it on high, everything on high. Ambient occlusion, yeah, let's keep it like that. And we are going to disable the volumetric fog. Let's put it on medium, just for the sake of it. So this should be high settings. A mix between high and ultra. Let's put reflections on high, sorry, so we get the numbers that we want. Let me see if this, yeah, let's keep this on low. Now let's keep it on medium. Yeah, I'm very undecided. So this is high settings, low fog, I think it was. Sorry, medium fog, mid fog, mid materials, need, and what else? I'm missing something. No, I don't think so. Medium fog, medium materials, the rest on high. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. So let's try that. So this is high settings with medium fog, medium materials, 1080p. And we're getting 60 frames with some drops into the upper 50s, so I probably need to disable the fog, yeah, and the materials. But yeah, I mean, this is significantly better than the previous card, as you can see. On the previous card, to get these numbers, I had to use low. So yeah, definitely an AMD title with all the letters. But the stutter, I'm not sure where it comes from. This stuttering I'm seeing. Hopefully I can find out. Probably the CPU, but I'm not seeing it maxed out often enough to say, hey, it's the is the one to blame. It also seems to be loading some stuff. So yeah, maybe I have to lower the volumetric fog a little bit. But yeah.
Did you see that?
Significantly better. Nothing else to add. We're dead. But yeah, those stutters are super annoying. They happen too often, man. En 1080p. Sí, se puede. Digo, 60 FPS en una mezcla entre medio y alto, por ahora. No está tan mal. Esperaba mucho menos después de ver en la 750 Ti lo que tiró. Oh man. So yeah, let me do that tweak to see if we can get 60s more consistently. So we're going to disable the volumetric fog and lower the materials. So we're doing low fog. No fog, better said. No fog. Low materials. That should be good enough. Bitrate 1400, sorry, 14,000 kilobits per second. That's what I'm doing. Is it looking bad? Let me know if it's very pixelated. Yeah, I'm sorry. I cannot control that. YouTube compression, you know how it goes. Okay, so doing that seems to be good enough, but the stutters. You'll have to try a better CPU once I test this game again. Oh yeah, this seems to be the best settings for the game. 1080p, high settings, no fog, low materials, and we're at around 70. When explosions show up, we get 60s, apparently. So yeah, no big deal. Oh yeah, I'm pretty surprised with these results after seeing how the 1050 Ti crawled in this game. So yeah, pretty surprised with this one. In this card, I mean, after seeing bad numbers, any good number you see is a good number. Excuse me. La S60 va estable, no tengo idea, no la probé todavía. Okay, he's down, awesome. But yeah. This means that probably 900p I can do high settings without lowering the materials and all that, so that'll be interesting. But I'll probably play on 1080p if it was my choice. It still drops below 60, so still not 100% perfect. I want to try the benchmark tool to see if it runs worse than this area. Will be interesting to see. But yeah. Thank you. Second wind. He flew. Awesome. All the way to the other side. Come on. Ultra fail. Super nice. Y si lo que pasa a 60 a ver si baja el stuttering, no es mala idea. Some people are telling me to cap the frame rate to 60. That's not a bad idea. Let me see if I can alt tab out of the game. I cannot. Wonderful. Let me see if I can without destroying this. Okay, so I put a 60 frame per second cap using the Revatoner. So I capped the frame rate to 60 using RTSS. Let me put that in the status. Sorry about that. Locked to 60 with RTSS. Yeah, maybe that helps with the stutter. Let's see. In this place we're still GPU bound, so we're dropping below 60, doesn't help that much there. Oh yeah, there's still some stutter when moving the camera super quickly. Let's keep it going. And the screen tearing is pretty bad in the middle of the screen. Consider adaptive VSync. You should try to install the game on SSD. The game is installed on an SSD, so yeah. I already tried that. Yeah, if you're using this, use adaptive VSync. Don't be an idiot like me. No, VSync, and there's screen tearing in the middle of the screen, which is the place where you're using your eyes to see the game. Of course, this is for testing purposes. The built-in 60 FPS option, I don't usually like to use those. Usually the RTSS one gives me better frame times. But it seems to be better. We'll see once I get into some action scenes. Oh great, something I cannot skip. Oh hello. Of course. Seems like Ryzen 5 6 core or Intel i5. Well, yeah, both of those should be fine.
Shoot me down, will ya? I like to hang, but not like this.
Yeah, the stutter seems to still be happening. It's not as huge as without the 60 FPS cap, but yeah, still noticeable.
Feet work good. Nice to meet you.
Your screen is cut off. Yeah, I know. That's what I just said. I'll disable the cap. It's already too much.
I'm working with the Crimson Raiders.
I can't really tolerate it.
Nonsense. I assume there's a reward.
Okay, much better.
You're with the
Not as noticeable.
Oh man, I used to run with Lilith back in the day. But, you know, now I'm a bandit war chief. Go Sun Smashers. I mean, at least I used to be a war chief.
So yeah,
Until, you know, like
super normal que te saluden así.
I warned
Yeah,
them
the
not to
SSD
mess
should
with that
affect only
crap.
loading times,
But what
but
do? They
I mean on
tie me
Crackdown
up
3 the
and
game
take it to the
stutters
cliff
without
somewhere.
an SSD.
Not cool.
So
bro.
yeah, it depends on the game.
Well, we should probably get out of here before the COV come back. So, where are Lilith and the Raiders
¿Tienes
hanging
Twitter?
these
Sí, tengo
days?
Twitter. Está en la parte about
COV
del canal.
Propaganda Center. It's under new management.
Looks so funny. Yeah,
Now we're
whatever
talking.
that means.
Come on, let's get out of here. I'll lead the way, even though
What
I'm totally
with the
unarmed.
RT?
Can't let them know
Oh,
you're afraid and totally
so what?
defenseless, bro. Bandit life!
Oh, you mean if I cap the game to 60 and we're getting more than 60, yeah, the GPU usage will be low. That's for sure.
So, you took over that COV propaganda center all
Yeah,
by
let's
your
follow,
little
let's
self?
follow this guy that
They
runs
have me
weird.
outnumbered 20 to 1. Bad odds for
Yeah,
them.
we're GPU bound here.
I am impressed.
I mean, over 50 for me is the sweet spot. If I can get 60 is awesome.
Like, that is not where that
But
bloody
50s
skull
are
should
something
be.
I can
It is
tolerate.
completely ruining
personally.
the vibe.
I know not everybody thinks that, but that's what I think. Great. Please jump off. Please. Oh man. I shouldn't have gotten there. Okay, nothing here, just a TV. Let's get some ammo before I run out. I cannot climb this, right? Nope. Maybe. Not today. Oh, never mind. He's here. I'm an idiot. Cuando haces los videos siempre desinstalas los drivers. Sí, por supuesto. En este caso no, porque tengo que hacerlo rápido, pero cuando hago los videos siempre borro los drivers de cero y los instalo de cero. Así que
Only thing I'm packing right now is
no te preocupes por eso.
not something I'm gonna use on a skag.
How much FPS will I get when I'm playing with that 2060? Well, you can do probably ultra settings 60 frames. But it's not needed that you do ultra. You can lower some stuff like volumetric fog, material quality, all that. And you get a very decent performance improvement. But yeah, so far, at least for me, this will be the settings I play the game at. So yeah,
Look at this.
that's what I would do to play this. High settings, no fog, low material quality, and that's about it. We see over 50. There's some stutter that now is gone for now. It seems to be when you just launch the game for a few minutes you get some stuttering.
And bullets for you, and bullets for you.
But yeah.
Everybody gets bullets.
What the hell? Oh, there you are. At least I'm getting some particles here. Badass shock scag. Not good. Oh, the water can get electrified. Awesome. Not awesome for me though. Alright. Come on. Don't kill me. Sorry, I'm not reading chat. I'm kinda focused. Kinda. Yeah, since when you complete an objective, there's a big stutter. Maybe the game is saving the progress or something. Now I have new weapons. Let me switch to those. Yeah, much better. That's for sure. More damage. Yeah, this will be better.
Gods. Bandits don't need gods. We worship a
Oh yeah, there's still
hot fire
stutter
and a
when
charred
I'm
piece of meat. There are
doing
rules.
something, not sure. I hope I can find out for tomorrow, but hey,
I'm sure Lilith will be glad to see me.
at the moment,
Tight, bro. Super tight.
yeah, what the hell.
Bro tight. That's a thing.
Yeah, the stutter is something I cannot explain because the CPU is not getting max, the GPU usage is not dropping apparently that much,
Or maybe that's just the harsh desert
and I
wind on
lower
my
textures,
verified
so I cannot explain it. Yeah, super weird. Yeah, again, another stutter. Whatever. Rewind for 1050 Ti. Yes, please. Rewind.
Oh, sweet digs.
Rewind time, everybody.
Well ventilated. You know, throw some bloody skulls up on the walls. You got yourself a nice, cozy place here, friend.
It's so flat. What do you
What are
mean?
you doing here?
Hey, Lilith! Former war chief of the Sun Smashers reporting for duty.
It's a drawing, man.
Go Crimson Raiders!
Good to see you, Vaughn. The Raiders will take all the help we can get. So, Vault Hunter, did you find the
Anyways,
map?
I think I'll be playing a little bit more, then do the benchmark tool, and then I'll go to sleep, because I have to test this game tomorrow on these cards and more cards. Since I'm already getting 60s with 1080p with pretty good settings, I think I'm not doing 900p and 720 on this video. I'll be doing it tomorrow on the explanation videos and all that. I just wanted you guys to see the game, at the very least, before I had to put my hands on it. It's awesome to do this because I can show you how I test the games,
Ellie runs the catch.
also how I try to find out what's going on by testing settings, and you can also tell me your experience. I mean, if you guys didn't tell me, hey, there's a big area like 30 minutes after the main game starts, I probably would have gotten, I don't know, double the time to analyze that, because I would try more settings before getting to the main area. So yeah, go to Alice. It's cool to do live streams, at least in my opinion. I like doing them. The bad thing about it is if I get a problem, a technical problem, it would be very difficult to just cut the stream in the middle. But it's been good so far. Did I sell the 2060? Yes, I sold pretty much everything. I just kept the 1050 Ti, the 1066 gigabytes, the 570, the 750 Ti, and I recently got a 1660 Ti again. I wanted to make some videos on it. I also, yeah, I mean, I sold a lot of stuff, so I can focus on more on GPUs, which is just going back to the basics, pretty much. Yeah, let's go with this guy.
Please help me!
Oh no, I'm not going to find your antenna. F that. But yeah, I tried to go back to basics. I was doing a little more than I could handle, to say it in some way. so I prefer to stick to GPUs more. If this CPU is not enough to do something, well, just swap to the i5, but it's not something I'll do every single time. And so far that was a good idea. I'm getting more videos done quicker, it doesn't interfere with my studying schedule, I can go do Kung Fu as well, so yeah. I'm trying to balance things out a little bit. Do you actually play games on your own time? It depends what my own time is. On the weekend I like playing some Gears 4, I want to finish that, then play Gears 5, but it's a super slow pace, because the main time I'm playing games is to record the videos. So yeah, I rarely play games on my own, unless it's the weekend, because I have to study, I also do Kung Fu. I like spending time doing other things. And also you get a little tired of playing games after playing like all day to record for a video. You want to do something different, if you know what I mean. It's not burning out, because I like doing the videos, but it takes a lot of time. Sí, salado, corre bien para tener de nuevo. Pero la 570 corre muchísimo mejor que la de 50 Ti. Es como el doble de cuadros. Es ridícula la diferencia. Yeah, nice performance on the 570. Yeah, I mean, for 2020 it should be fine. We'll know once the new consoles release, we get the new stuff. Hopefully the new consoles just means more 4K resolution, ray tracing, all that stuff, so probably we can stick to 1080p with our actual hardware. If the consoles are just trying to do 4K, well, I don't care, we'll still do 1080p here. In my opinion, it's still a good resolution. I don't see it like seeing 720p in 2019. 1080p I think is good enough at the moment. I would say 1440p should be standard. I think it's a good balance. We get good performance without a lot of hardware. Pretty good performance, I would say. And with the actual GPUs, I'd say. And it's not as blurry as 1080p. Still, if you are sitting like a few feet away from the monitor, you won't really tell much of a difference. Unless you have a 32-inch monitor with a 1080p resolution. But yeah, as long as the future consoles just target, I don't know, 4K, we'll be okay. Just targeting 1080p, of course. Los gráficos se ven mejorados, pero la esencia es la misma cosa. Bueno, sí, gráficamente es un Borderlands 2 con mejores texturas, mejores partículas y mejor iluminación. Eso es lo que yo le diría. Los materiales son muchísimo mejores. I was saying in Spanish, this so far is the same artistic style as the previous games, of course. So this feels like Borderlands 2 with much better materials, much better lighting, and well, much worse performance. But yeah, we jumped from Unreal 3 to Unreal 4, so to be expected. Oh, and much better effects. And the controls, I have to say the controls are a lot better than Borderlands 2. And you can also climb obstacles. This on Borderlands 2 felt terrible, you felt like a brick without arms. Now you can just climb over things. I know it's a very simple thing, but it makes a huge difference, at least to me. So yeah. But the stutter is super annoying. Jesus. I'll have to test the i5 tomorrow to see if it's fixed, but I don't have high hopes for that. I mean, I wish DirectX 12 worked. It would be nice to see if it helps with the CPU usage and the stutter and all that. But the game didn't even launch on DirectX 12, so yeah, maybe once they fix it. It's on beta, the DirectX 12 implementation. Jesus, my aiming is non-existent. Done.
So hard now, was it?
But yeah, the game is still Borderlands. It's more Borderlands. Not much else to add. But yeah. La 750 Ti podrá correrlo. Y mira, yo diría, capaz que no en 1080p, capaz que en bajo corre a 30. Esa es mi expectativa. Después, en las otras, en 720p en bajo, capaz que corre a 60, pero tengo dudas. Nos vamos a entrar mañana. En el próximo capítulo de Santiago. I have to hijack the car. Okay. Let's get it. Oh yeah, those stutters, man. I cannot take it. Too much. Okay, you can customize vehicles. Yeah, I don't care. Whatever. Oh, I can shoot from my vehicle. Awesome. This should be a better stress test than what I was doing right now. Whoa. Yeah, I'm getting higher CPU usage in the vehicle. So that's wonderful for the benchmark. So yeah. I'm probably going to try that tomorrow. ¿Cómo crees que se le bancaría una D50 de 2 GB? Mira, en 1080p no creo que llegue a 60, pero con texturas en bajo, yo diría que en 900p bajo, capaz que llega entre 50 y 60 en bajo. Y en 720p, en una mezcla entre medio y alto, deberías meter, sí, capaz que 40 y algo, de 40 y 60. Y si querés 30 fps, bueno, 1080p medio, pero siempre las texturas en bajo. Eso es lo que yo intentaría. DirectX 12 performance better or worse? Well, so far, DirectX 12 didn't even launch. I had like 10 minutes waiting in a loading screen and the game didn't launch. So some people told me that they cannot get past that point. So I just gave up, entered to the INI file, switched to DirectX 11, and the game launched right away. So the DirectX 12 option is still in beta. So keep that in mind. I wouldn't even try DirectX 12. I mean, I would try it. If it works, use it. If it doesn't work, use DirectX 11. I mean, it loads in 5 seconds. Don't even hesitate. But yeah, now I'm going to try the, what's the name of this? The benchmark tool. With the game, I'm getting drops into the 50s with these settings. I want to see if the benchmark tool is much more demanding. We're going to try it out. So yeah, so far, again, with the settings I chose, high with no fog and low materials, I'm getting over 50. If the benchmark drops below 50, well, the benchmark is much more demanding than I expected. Let's see. It takes a little time to load. One thing I also have to mention, apart from the stutter while playing the game, there's a lot of stutter when you just launch it. When you launch it right away, you get like 30 seconds of stutter. Just move the camera, let it load. But yeah, okay, we are still over 50. The lowest drop I saw was 51. This looks beautiful, by the way. I cannot wait to get to this area. I don't think I'll get there for the benchmark, but yeah, this is beautiful. This zone, I mean, a lot more colors. But yeah. Okay, so far this is performing worse than the area I'm testing, so I'm probably going to do a little fighting in the first area, then show you the benchmark tool in the video. So yeah, it will be interesting to see. It seems to be more demanding, yeah, than the area I'm at. But I like when games have good benchmark tools. This will be great for doing GPU comparisons. Is volumetric fog worth it, or should I turn it off? It's a big performance improvement if you disable it, so I would just disable it. It looks good, don't get me wrong, but I don't like, it's like, just like a Monster Hunter World. It adds a lot of atmosphere, but personally, if it's the difference between lower than 50 and over 50 frames, just disable it. If you don't see it all the time, you won't miss it. That's what I like to say. If you don't see the graphics, you won't miss them. So yeah, that includes the ray tracing stuff. I never tried the ray tracing stuff in real time, but I won't miss it because I never saw it. In real time, I mean. Okay, that was cool, I have to say. It seems to be a good benchmark tool, finally. The average frame rate is 59.6, so it's not good enough. We need 60. Oh, yeah, sure. So yeah, that is awesome. I like that we get this after a good run with some fighting, some day and night. I'll run it again just for the... I'll run it again, but on the highest graphics possible. Without motion blur, of course. And let's try it on ultra, just for the sake of it. It should be way over 30. And what else? Yeah, let's just keep it on ultra. accepting taxes. Let's keep that on high. And we're running the benchmark again. I'm going to change the status to 1080p Ultra. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the performance on the 570. I expected much worse after testing the 1050 Ti. So yeah, but it's not Ultra without motion blur. Oh, shut up. Don't ruin it. With this stutter on high-end system, it shouldn't. I think it's a CPU thing, but I'm not sure. I have to test it. I'll test the i5 9400F tomorrow to see if the stutter comes from that. I won't do it now because it would take a while to deassemble everything. And I have to go to sleep. It's 1:45 a.m. and I need to wake up at 6 to start recording this. I want to get all the cards tested. I might even test the 1660 Ti with the i5 9400F. That will be amazing to see the numbers. Super excited because I got backed with the 1660 Ti. But yeah, I might add another GPU. Now that I'm testing less CPUs, I can add more GPUs. Awesome stuff. Hopefully the i5 is okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it will be that. Maybe the game now takes advantage of the extra threads. That's my opinion. My opinion. What am I saying? I didn't even see it. It probably is going to take advantage of more threads. But what bothers me is that the CPU is not even maxed out and I'm getting stutters anyways, so what the hell, man. If it's due to the amount of cores, okay, I kinda get it, but I kinda not get it. And now that I'm seeing the volumetric fog has some... yeah, it adds a lot to the scene so far, especially at the start of the footage. But yeah, as you can see here, I'm getting over 30 just fine on Ultra 570. On the 1050 Ti, I was getting below 20 frames sometimes, so the difference is ridiculous. It really shows that this game seems to run better on AMD cards. But man, I wanted to test RTX 12. Not today. Somos todos latinos y el pendejo del inglés. Y bueno, somos todos latinos. No digas pavadas. Escribir en español, respondo en español. Eso es lo que estoy haciendo ahora. Si no te sirve, bueno, anda a otro lado y yo qué sé. El canal siempre fue en inglés. Que yo agregue subtítulos, bueno, problema mío. Tengo una consulta. i5 con 2070. Sí, no deberías tener drama. Asegúrate que la RAM esté en dual channel. Súper importante. Y sí, llevo mucha más gente hablando inglés. Incluso la gente que ni siquiera habla inglés nativamente va a mirar el canal. Gente de India, por ejemplo. Los de India me miran más gente en India que en Argentina. Me mira como 4 veces más gente en India y no hablan español ni de casualidad. Average, okay. So on ultra settings, the 570 on 1080p is doing 35 frames per second. So nice if you want the console experience. Como estaba diciendo, si quieren la experiencia consola, pueden poner ultra a las 570. Está arriba de 30. Perfecto. Así que está. Ya terminé con los testeos. Si quieren ver la 1050 Ti o la 570 con los ajustes ideales, rebobinen el stream. Voy a publicarlo en YouTube igual, así que no se preocupen. Voy a poner los timestamps, así pueden ver en qué momento cambio cosas. Así que sí. Bueno, se terminó el stream. Mañana voy a hacer videos en todas las placas que pueda en este juego. Si no me da el tiempo, bueno, sigo el sábado o el lunes. Así que sí, los dejo con el benchmark corriendo unos segundos más y me voy a despedir. Aprendiste un poco de inglés, bueno, eso es lo que yo quería. Sí, yo trato de no hacer caso, pero quiero también decir las cosas que pienso. Y chao. ¿Tu país de origen es Argentina? No, soy de Uruguay. My name is Santiago. So as I was saying in Spanish, I'm going to sleep now. I'm going to end the stream with these beautiful vistas, as you can see. And yeah, I'm going to be testing this game tomorrow on as many cards as possible. If I don't have enough time, I'll continue on Saturday or Monday. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this live stream, for sticking around. It's been an hour and 39 minutes. It's almost 1 a.m, so I had to wake up early and get done with the videos. I'll be testing the i5 as well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. Again, I'm saying thanks. And I'll see you next time. I'll say the same in Spanish now. Bueno, gracias a todos, buenas noches, nos vamos a dormir, mañana los espero en Borderlands 3. Y bueno, hasta la próxima. Chau, chau, chau. No, soy de Uruguay, nunca pisé Estados Unidos, lamentablemente. Algún día, capaz que algún día puedo. Pero por el momento no creo que me dejen entrar. Chau, nos vemos.